So, boobies and blobs. This particular booby is probably the most effective rainbow trout booby you'll ever fish, and it's based in a tequila blob. So, what does AI say about a blob? A blob as a fly is a short, bulky and brightly coloured trout fly pattern, often made up of frits. Well, I've not seen it made up of anything else. It's designed to attract trout rather than imitate a specific natural prey. No shit, Einstein. And it is very popular for still water fishing. Right, couldn't agree with you more. There's nothing more effective. So I see a lot of blobs and I see a lot of boobies and I see a lot of them tied in stupid hooks, like far too thick, far too thick. You want something relatively thin, a medium wire. This is a short shank special in a size 8, which is about the same size as a size 10 wet fly. And the fly itself is not hard to tie, however getting it right is. So you can use any thread. What I tend to do is I'll quite often finish the fly off with floss the eyes. However, on this one I'm going to keep it really simple. Now bear in mind, this is the most effective fly that you will fish for reservoir trout, in my opinion. If anybody disagrees with that, they're mental. It's just the best fly ever. So you've got two colours. These are my two colours that I use. These are really old now. I've got a chartreuse fritz and I've got a bright orange fiery fritz. That's your two colours. Now I've got a little jar of water here. Dip your fritz in that. Give it a wee pull through and you'll tie the perfect blob every time. Some boys put a tail in their blob. Let me just ask you boys this. What's the point? It's an attractor as it is. I don't think we need anything in the tail. So when you've wet it, you can actually work the fritz back like you would stroking a feather fibre back. And you want about 7 turns of the chartreuse for a booby. You want 9 for a blob. Christ, I forget how many that is. I think that's 7. And then I come across with my thread at an angle at 45 degrees and take it away there in my blade. Right. We now want to tidy this up so it's got a nice taper. Like that. All the fibres are going back and you've got a taper on your next tying in point. Okie dokie. That's how it should look. So next up we've got our orange. Really bright orange. Again we've got to do the same. Little dip into water. Pull the fibres back. Give yourself something to tie in with. So I've exposed the core there. Probably a bit too much showing. And then tie him in, coming up over that bump we tied off the chartreuse. Give yourself a wee taper, keep it all nice and smooth. I see a lot of good blobs, I see a lot of bad blobs. I see far more bad than I see good. Their tie is completely wrong. So again, there's 1, 2, stroke the fibres back, 3, 4, 5, I'm probably going to get 6. I've came over in the core there. And then on my 7th, lock that off. Again, in with my blade, as close as I dare. All these fibres should really come off, if I can get them. Get the sharper bit of the blade. And then with my thread, I'm going to tidy this up as much as I can. Create a little step and a very short taper for my eyes. My booby eyes. Like that. Now, when you're tying your booby eyes in, you want your thread part at the back. Of a stray fibre there. If you're fastidious at fly tying, it'll annoy you like it annoys me. So, these are 5mm eyes, and I've shaped them so that they're booby shaped. Booby shaped. You get the picture. But I just want to get these in the middle, get some wraps of thread over the groove, and then start to wind it on. Tight up against the fritz, being careful not to trap any fibres, which I've done. 1, 2, 3, and then move my eyes to the right. 1, 2. I'm just basically coming up and over between the eyes, being careful not to trap any of the fritz. And that should be, one more up on that side, even Stevens. That's your perfect little tequila booby. Pull them back in here, come right up into the eyes, and then whip finish. Your final flourish with tequila booby is get a bit of glue, a little stray one there that I managed to catch. I've got another one there, that's really annoying me. You didn't usually get that when you've wet the thing. So your final little flourish is on the underside of the fly, a little bit of super glue. Like so. And then in between the eyes, just pull the eyes back, in between a little spot, and then finally where your tying point is. And there you go. That's the perfect number 1 booby blob, in my opinion, for still water rainbows. It's ridiculously effective, and that's how I tie it. Oh, that'll dry and it'll be sitting perfect. But yeah, that's him. That's the ideal tequila booby blob. I really hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please be kind enough to subscribe. Take care. Bye bye.